All right, there we go. Full high def 1080.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, so you got the launch codes right? Okay, did you do that? Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Okay, press the button and hope for the best. Guys, what's up? Good morning. It is Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot, number 411. And yeah, we're just cruising along, Jeff. Beautiful day in the desert. I mean, just going to be a stunner.
Nice.
We had some heat yesterday. I was out in the grass. Owen and I were out in the grass yesterday for 2.5 hours, I think,
Wow.
or maybe 2 hours. I'd say 2 hours, yeah. And it was just one of those days where conditions were
Didn't want to stop,
below Betty. They were just perfect. Anyway, we just couldn't stop. So
right?
I'm a
Yeah.
little beat up today.
Sorry.
Oh God, really? All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
maybe a
It
shorter
was
version today.
a beautiful day down in Berkeley yesterday.
Oh, good,
Spent some time with Erica Smith and Brady Bulmore
good.
on the court. That was great. And then down to see Mike Rogers. He's getting ready to head to Florida for the national,
NTRP deal, something, right?
NTOP, the 3-5
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
good. Well, the Berkeley Tennis Club. Speaking of the Berkeley Tennis Club, good morning, Mark. Good morning, Rich. Thanks for
Morning,
joining
guys.
in. Yeah, the Pacific Coast Senior Tournament this year going to be hosted once again at the world famous Berkeley Tennis Club, #1 Tunnel Road, about a 5-minute walk from my old stomping grounds at 34 Alvarado Road, which was, you'd walk down that path from
Yep.
Alvarado down through the parking lot of the Claremont Hotel to the club. Did that just a few tens of thousands of times.
Your formative years?
Oh yes, yes. Well, there's some great stories from back then. Anyway, I'm helping out. They're calling me the player experience ambassador of the Pacific Coast Seniors this year, which means that we are upgrading the level of the experience for all players to the
Did you get a
the
do you get a
concierge level.
do you get a sash with that title,
Yeah,
ambassador?
well, that's a good thing. And that hat, that real tall
Yeah,
hat the
yeah,
guys have. Yeah, I'll get
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
tassels hanging off it.
The grand poobah,
Yeah.
right?
Anyway, guys, if you're looking for a tournament to get started, and or if you are already a seasoned tournament player, look, this is a level 2 national level category 2 tournaments, an ITF 700 level, so it's got some significant points to it, and there are going to be some age groups that will play like a category 1. There are going to be some tough players in there. So anyway, the Berkeley Tennis Club, if you've never been there before, it's a mind-blowing experience with the Claremont Hotel as the backdrop, and there's a lot of history there. Obviously,
Yeah.
first day was 1906. I know, down there down there in kind of West Berkeley. It was now they actually there's now it's all residential where the club used to be, but whoever bought the house, and I guess maybe as part of the deal, is there's still like a couple of double line alleys are still shown in like one of the driveways. I was down there several years ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. So, but guys, look, if you want to get involved, you want to play the tournament, let me know. Just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. If you're having any kind of a struggle navigating the USTA website, which, get in line, you wouldn't be the Lone Ranger on that.
Yeah.
And I can help you out. It's May 23rd through May 27th. 27th is Monday, Memorial Day. But we got a little rate deal at the Claremont Hotel.
Nice.
And anyway, brent@webtennis.com for some more information. Jeff, we missed you yesterday,
Yep. Tried to
but
be
somehow
on, but
I kept that coffee thing going for about 20 minutes yesterday,
did you?
as if you were there. I
Yeah,
just
there
thought,
you
my
go.
God,
Good.
I'm channeling my inner Yak Attack, Jeff Jacklich. Oof, it was exhausting.
Exhausting, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. You don't want to crawl in there. There's a lot going on in there that.
that's right. All right, guys. And I know, Jeff, you've already said you got a busy day ahead of you. So we're to get you in, we're to get you out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a real short version today of What's the Right Shot. But there's something, yesterday we talked about 5 things with how to better watch the tennis ball when you're returning serve. And hope you guys took that to mind. I actually, in the second email I sent out yesterday, I listed those 5 things. So, make sure you keep that email handy or print it out or do something, because all of those 5 things are really great for helping you see the tennis ball more clearly, which kind of important when you're returning serve. Today, I got something else for you on the return, and we have talked about this, Jeff. And that is the opponent, the server, yours truly with the turn, when they serve into the net, this is like a golden opportunity to see where you are in
Right.
terms of all right, the serve goes in the net. Are you turned? Have you actually committed yourself to a turn to your right? Because if you're right-handed, it's a forehand, or turn to your left because it's a backhand. And if you haven't, keep turning to that point that would be your normal setup, because you
Right.
want to start training. You want to start, here we go. You want to start myelinating.
Yes.
Yes, getting deep into that neural response, which is, as the serve crosses the net, you would love to be all the way turned, and here's your opportunity right here to feel what that is.
Mhm.
And sometimes I find, like, oh yeah, baby, I'm already there. Yes. But other times I'm only halfway there, Jeff. And I
Yeah.
go, wait a minute, this is not it. And I complete the turn and tell myself too,
My inner self.
my inner little brain dead self, hey, dude, this is where you want to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Get
and
going.
so let's get rolling. And so
And
I
then
don't
you
know.
just smooths it,
I don't know. I mean, is that? I mean, was that helpful? That where the guy misses the first serve, and you feel this position? I think
I
so.
I think anytime you can rehearse,
Yeah,
in real time, is huge, and that's all it is, right? I think a lot of players don't understand the value of rehearsal, and sometimes the rehearsal is just in your mind's eye. You're standing there at the net, and you're kind of rehearsing. Okay, if this guy hits the return, here are my 3 targets, my 3 basic targets. That's information we've covered, but in the past, maybe we'll do it again in the future. But you're rehearsing like, here are my 3 basic targets. Let me just have them in my head, and I know the ball coming over will kind of help dictate which target I choose. But the rehearsal factor is huge because you want your response to be automatic, and not this laundry list of, well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And by the time you get to the bottom of the list, the ball's past you. You've got to have some automatic responses. And so
yeah,
this is just part of that where you're just seeing it and going, yeah, let me get over there and make sure that I'm locked and loaded,
yeah,
and
yeah.
ready to go.
So I know might sound trivial, might sound like, okay, whatever. But I think it's a big deal, and I think it's a real opportunity that a lot of us don't take advantage of this opportunity when we're returning serve in both singles and doubles.
Yeah.
Is if that server, I mean, the server just gave you a golden opportunity to make sure that you're doing what you know that you want to be doing, which is, man, we got to get the shoulders turned instantly in response to the direction of that serve,
Right.
and
And the
so
server here was kind enough just to lay it in there again in the same spot.
well, that's that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Um, all right, there you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So we're
So
going
the
to keep this.
next thing is I'm going to go out and get a dictionary and learn what myelination means.
All you got to do is buy Daniel Coyle's book,
Right.
The Talent Code. And I always have to look at it whenever, because I did actually on Twitter this morning. I had a little tweet that I talked about myelination, but I always have to make sure the spelling.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
Exactly.
what I always think it is. But here's actually the tweet that I put out there this morning. about myelination, which is we too often we and myelination, just by a really crude layman's definition, it's, are you grooving the thing into your brain that you want to be doing over and over?
Right.
And that's all it is. It's just,
Yeah.
my the myelination is that, I can't remember the term for it, but it's just wrapping around the neural pathway, making it
Yeah.
stronger and stronger and
Mhm.
stronger. And this
Yeah.
is a good example
Yeah.
right here in this episode of What's the Right Shot. Is this guy has given you the opportunity to continue strengthening that neural pathway in terms of
Right.
your return to serve. So, but the thing I wrote this morning, Jeff, was when you miss a shot, what are you myelinating? Like, way too often, I used to do this, and I just know it held me back from becoming a better player for so long, is I'd miss a shot and I'd either feel frustration or I'd express some anger or I'd do something that just kept telling my brain, this is what we do, as
Right.
opposed to, wait a minute, I just missed a shot. Okay, why can't I why can't I instead just go, well, look, here's what I meant to do instead. And you just said the words rehearse. Why can't, if I just missed a forehand cross court, why can't I go ahead and just go, well, what I meant to do instead, and just rehearse the swing the way that I want to? Obviously, there's no ball because you're rehearsing it, but you are at least visualizing as you're rehearsing what that ball trajectory would look like instead of what you just did. And to me, I just I just think we have so many opportunities to become a better player through the beauty of myelination that we just let go. We just
Yeah.
don't take advantage of.
Yeah. Yeah. There's again opportunity after opportunity. How do all the way stemming back to your initial warm up? Where's your mind? What are you focused on? What are you being aware of? Right. And a lot of the times it's just an awareness. Like, are you what what thing do you want to be aware of as you're warming up? Okay, contact point. You pick something out and you just be aware of it. We're not talking about judging and correcting your stroke. We're talking about, are you aware of your contact point? And then and clean it up then. Okay, where's the timing on that? Where is that? And then and this is something again, you build your mind's ability to be aware of details so that you can focus on and not sit there and go, oh, I don't know what's going on today. I'm wristy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a symptom. That's a symptom. That's a byproduct of something else happening. I keep crowding the ball today. That's a byproduct of something else going on, which is causing that, right? So building your awareness, in all these things, and again, we get back to myelination and neuroplasticity and building the new pathway that you want. And so, how often are you actually rehearsing and keeping your mind in that awareness of the timing
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you'd
No,
like to
yeah,
have happen.
no, that's really a great way to explain it. How aware are you of what's really going on when you miss a
Right,
shot?
right.
Right. And are you telling the whole world what you did wrong, but you're still not with a positive, that's, to me, is not a positive response, just because you're pissed and you're angry and you're frustrated and you're letting everyone, within the next two courts know,
Yeah,
oh man, I'm just late on that or whatever. Well,
yeah.
okay. So then go ahead and rehearse it and do the right thing. And anyway,
99.9% of the time,
yes.
for me, speaking for myself, is I know it's God, man, dude, you gotta like clean up your prep, clean up your framework. I know that there's some not in the slots. So that means I got to pay attention to my initial ready position on my hands collapse because that causes a different pathway trying to get into my framework, right? So 99% of the time, for me anyway, if I can clean that front end up, if I can clean up the front end of my a good ready position at contact and a good turn framework, the stroke itself is the easy part.
Right.
It's a byproduct of the other. So um, that's where the rubber meets the road, right? So that we can then play the game without being mentally hindered by micro thoughts, micromanaging the mechanics of the stroke. Because once you go there, man, it gets ugly awfully fast.
Mentally hindered. Yes, it's a
Mentally,
reality.
yeah. Big stick in the spokes. That's what we call it.
All right, guys, we got to get going here. We got a busy day. I'm sure you do too. Look, if today's episode was helpful, awesome. Glad. I'm glad that that is the case. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're getting near 16,000 subscribers over the YouTube channel there,
Cool.
Jeff. I
Awesome.
think today, this morning, we were 15,983.
Come
So
on. Oh,
come on, be the one. Who wants to be number 16,000?
yeah.
God, if I know who that is, I'll whoa. Um, and so please click the subscribe button and then that notification bell as well, so you're always alerted anytime I go live and or upload new content to the WebTennis channel.
Boom.
Guys, that's it for us today. Thanks for hanging out. Jeff, let's get out there along with everyone else. Help someone else have a spectacular day, guys. See you again next time. Woohoo!